Hello, as you know, my name is Kainton Dejanius, and today we are going to continue from tutorial 4 on machine learning in C# using Visual Studio and ML.NET. So in the previous tutorial, we actually built a model using ML.NET, a model to do classification of iris dataset. But in tutorial 3, we started talking about what is sentiment analysis. So today we are going to continue in building this sentiment analysis model using ML.NET. Alright, so this is the three things we are going to do today. We are going to set up the project in Visual Studio. We are going to obtain our dataset, the test dataset, and the training dataset. And then we are going to prepare the dataset for it to be used for our model or for this project. So we are going to start immediately in Visual Studio. We are going to set up the project and also use the dataset. Alright, so I'm going to maybe good. So this question, why do we need training data and test data? Why do we need two data sets? I'm going to answer this question also along the line. So let's get started right now. I'll also like to remind you to subscribe if you've not done so, and also if you've not done tutorial 1 to 3, please take some time to do it. So I'm going to open Visual Studio right away. Visual Studio 2017, that is what I'm using. So it's a free version, community edition. You can use it to do this tutorial we are going to do. So I'm going to start a new project. So say file, new project. If you actually have not done tutorial 1 to 3, maybe you can do tutorial 3 because it is kind of a prerequisite for this lesson. So let's call it sentiments analysis tutorial. So I'm going to take out this create new GitHub repository. So GitHub repository is what I use to do source control. If you don't know about source control, let me know in the description box, in the comments, so that maybe I can make a few lessons on it. Just one lesson is okay, of 10 minutes, and you understand what it is. How to create a GitHub repository online so that you could share your code with other people. So at this point, so choose console application, choose .NET Core, don't choose .NET Framework. So, and then go OK. So we go back here, so we are setting up the project, and next we are going to obtain our data. So let's get back here. Alright, so take out this hello world for now. So just remove it, we don't need it at all. Alright, so save, that's fine. So what you are going to do is to add the ml.net package to your solution. So what you are going to do that, right click on your project and choose manage NuGet packages. You need to do this. So in the search box type Microsoft.ml or ml.net. So either way, after typing, you can just go to browse, and it's going to display Microsoft.ml. That is the second one. Click on it, and also in this site, try to select version 0.4.0. For some reason, higher versions tend to be problematic. So select version 0.4.0 and just go ahead to install. So at this point, just say OK, and it will display the license agreement or stuff like that. Then you also accept it, and you are good to go. So just click on accept here, and then allow it to install. So after installing, you can see installed. So at this point, you've added Microsoft.ml or ml.net to your solution. So I'm going to take out this. So this is where we are. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a folder that will hold our data, our training data and our test data. So say add, and choose New Solution folder. So just call it Data. Alright, so I already have put my two data sets in a folder on my desktop. So let me add it. I'll show you how to get this data if you don't already have it. Meanwhile, if you look at the description box, you see a link to this data set. Just download them into a folder on your desktop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add existing item because I have this data set in my desktop. I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to select data. I'm going to select the two. Alright, so I've added them. The next thing you are going to do at this point is to prepare this data. So what I'm going to do, select the data and go to, no, it's not here. So just make sure the data is selected and just go to properties and just look for, select the folder, the data, yeah. All right, just a second. Okay, so properties, we go to, okay, so just select this and go to properties, which is actually what is showing in there. This is very strange. Alright, so actually, okay, I get the point now. So this data folder should be created inside your project. So actually you should do this inside your project. So drag and drop it. You can just delete. So it's actually going to be created inside this project. So add new folder. Yeah, so this is what it should be. So not in the solution, but in the project. Alright, so in the data, so right click and just say add existing items. So I have in my desktop, I have the data there. So just go to all files. So I have it there. So just add it and it adds. So you can see the two. So what the next thing to do is to come to any of the file, click on it and just go down to properties. So on the properties, choose on the copy to output directory, just choose always copy. It's fine, always copy. Then also do it for the second one. In the properties, you see copy to output directory and choose the same thing, that is copy always. So at this point, the data is in the system. Alright, so now I think we are almost good to go. But let's get back to the presentation. And now let me tell you why we actually need these two data sets. What do we do with these two data sets and why are they necessary? So that I'm going to do here. So let's look at how computers work. In normal computation, we have inputs and we have programs and we have outputs. So we have inputs like the data and we have the programs, program codes. Normally you write programs and we have the output results. So this passes through a process or processor. This is how computers work. When machine learning comes, machine learning says, no, we need a better way of doing things. We need to have inputs and outputs, and then the system will write the program for us. The reason is because, let's say you have a program to recognize Honda vehicles, and it recognizes this vehicle very well. But when Honda provides a new model of Honda, it is not able to recognize it because the program was already written to recognize existing vehicles. So in this way, the program fails. But when it's a machine learning, we give it inputs, we give it outputs, and it can generate the program on the fly. So how does it relate to training and test data? So in the case of machine learning, the input has to be the training data, the training data set. So after training, you now need to test it to see if it's able to recognize new things. So in this case, we also need test data, and this test data is used to test the performance to see if it's working correctly. So that is the concept of input of test data set and training data set. Training data set is used to train the data, more like generating the program, and then the test data set is used to test to make sure that the program is working quite well. So in this way, if there is a new model of car that comes in that a program has not already been written to recognize, the machine learning model will actually recognize it. So this is how machine learning works, and that is why we always need the training data set and the test data set anytime we are building a machine learning model. Sometimes, or most times, the test data set is a subset of the training data set. So in this way, the system is able to know whether the model is performing well to make the correct predictions. I hope this is okay. So let's get back to the presentation, or to the project. So this is our data. Maybe I will open the. Okay, I'll not open it, so it's not even opening in the first place correctly. So at this point, we are ready to continue. So we have already set up our data. So let's see what next we are going to do. Let's get back a little. Let me go back to the previous slide. To the previous. Okay, it's going back. Yeah. So the next thing we are going to do is step 5, create a training pipeline. That is the next thing we are going to actually do. So before I go, there's something I would like to let you know. In slide 20, yeah. So this International Computer Programmers is a Facebook group where we meet as experts in AI computer programming to discuss ideas and share ideas together. I'll recommend you join it. So if you simply go to Facebook, you can just look for International Computer Programmers. So just search for International Computer Programmers. I'll also put a link in the description box so that you find it. So just say International Computer Programmers. So this group, try to join this group because we focus on AI programming at this time. So this is the group, International Computer Programmers. So do click on the link in the description box and also try to join this group so that we'll meet with experts and be able to discuss important things. So see in the next tutorial, which is tutorial 5, where we'll start creating a training pipeline.